Thank you, Sam, and thank you, all your colleagues, and welcome, moms and pops, and guys and gals, and boys and girls. I have 10 off-the-wall presentations for you that I'm going to present topics, not off the leg, not suggestive topics, but suggestive topics. But I'm looking at a wall in the Metrodome, as you can see, and I have 10 topics to present to you tonight. Off-the-wall topics. What will they be, you're probably asking? Let's find out. First of all, people you don't know and don't really care to know is one topic. Now here we have a room full of people that we don't know, and we don't really care if we don't know them, right? But you can imagine that these people are, for example, maybe attending a food stain convention, a celebrity food stain convention, and we don't really know them, we don't really care to know them. Now this guy could be the president of this convention. He's a good-looking guy, he's got a nice smile, but we don't know him, and we don't really care to know about this guy. The guy on the right is, or gal, could be a gal too, is kind of frigid, kind of cold-hearted. But there's something nice about him. He has an apple for a nose, and who knows, he might be somebody we might want to care about. Another topic is not very good pictures of your cat. We all have bad pictures of our pets, and we should take those and put them in a book or give them to, maybe show them next time at this 2020 presentation. Just not the good pictures, but the bad pictures of this cat here. Looks like he's underfed, probably who knows what else. But how about people, not real people with the freckles? Another topic that we could talk about. We all know people with freckles, but do we know people who are not real with freckles, you see? There's a whole world out there for you to look at. People who have freckles but aren't real. Now these two here are good examples. And one of my favorites is kind of topics. Kind of topics, like this kind of scary looking doll. It's not real scary, it's just kind of scary. Somebody you may not want to take out on a date, just kind of scary, see? So it's a nice looking doll, but just kind of a nice looking doll. What other kinds? Here's a kind of an artistic impression of a pipe. Not a real artistic impression, but just a kind of an artistic impression of a pipe. And maybe the artist was trying to achieve something here, I don't know what, but it's just kind of an artistic impression of a pipe. Nothing else, just kind of. What else do we have? Well, we have this kind of an idea for a book. I wrote a book one time, seriously, on using my postcards. And I thought, well, maybe I'll write a book on how to write a book using your postcards. It was just a kind of a good idea. I had 500 copies printed, I have 485 left. It was just kind of a good idea. Not a real good idea, just kind of a good idea. So there's all kinds of topics like that. How about a picture of something that you wonder what the guy was trying to do when he took that picture? We all have pictures like this. What was this photographer trying to achieve here? Was there something about this cap, about this thermometer that he wanted us to take a look at? We don't know. We don't know. It's just, well, what was the purpose behind this photograph? I wonder what it was. How about these gloves hanging from the line? Was there something significant about these gloves that was so unreal? I mean, maybe it's not the gloves. Maybe it's the clothespins. Maybe his grandmother made the clothespins. Maybe it snowed in July or something. Who knows? Here are those gloves on the line. But who knows why the photographer put this picture of these gloves? There's a whole realm of photographs out there like that. How about magazines you have around the house, but you don't want to really get rid of them? How many have magazines around the house they don't want to break? Don't you have a stack of magazines? I do. And I don't want to get rid of them, but still I have them. And there's a lot of people have magazines that they don't want to get rid of, but they're just lying around the house. We just want to keep them around anyway. You know what I mean? They're just nice to have around. How about this? Not recommended places to pose with Pollen Bay. You could stand in front of Pollen Bay for about a week and just take pictures of people taking pictures of Pollen Bay. You could put that in a book, for example, and actually be a service to the Minnesota community. Minnesota musicians said, hey, you don't want to stand. That's not a good place to stand when you're in front of Pollen Bay. My favorite, though, is not regular blizzards, but extraordinary blizzards where there is a whiteout. About 10 years ago, I was traveling up near Halleck, Minnesota, in a complete whiteout blizzard. I wanted to find a moment when the blizzard would just break for an instant and to take a good picture, and there it was. The blizzard just broke for an instant, and there was this herd of elk out in the field. I took a picture. Now here we have another blizzard. This happened in Bemidji about 30 years ago. There was a blizzard in July in Bemidji. It was during a bike race. You see the bike race, they're just down here in the corner. They were trying to start out, and they hit this blizzard. All of a sudden the blizzard came out. Well, there was chaos, you can imagine. And the bikers, they had crashes, and it was just terrible. Here's my favorite extraordinary blizzard right here. I want you to notice this dot right there. This is an aerial view of Bemidji. That is the top of the Beltrami County Courthouse right there. Well, it's an extraordinary picture because I was on top of the blizzard shooting down, and it's a complete whiteout. You say, well, this is something else that we need in Minnesota. What Minnesota is not? What Minnesota is not? We are not a state of maidens who are petting swans. We just aren't that. So you could publish a book about what Minnesota is not. This will be certainly on page 1. We're just not that. We don't have mountains here. We're not a state of urns and flowers. What about Paul and Babe's ABCs? This is an audience participation here. What letter do you see here? B. That is a B. That is correct. So you could take your camera, go to Paul and Babe, and see if you can complete the A to Z alphabet. The Paul and Babe ABCs. This is a Z. A perfect Z could be an I, I suppose, too. But now, how about we have 2 here? We have 1 here. What is this here? That would be an O. And how about this here? L. That would be an L. It also could be what, maybe? An I. Maybe something else. I don't know. Well, we have an O and we have an L. All right, we got 3 letters. Let's see what the next one is. This next one, you got to use your little imagination. What letter do you see there? Well, that's right. I see an S. Here it is right here. You got to be a little creative. There's a perfect S there. Now, it could be an upside-down J, but I like the S right there. So here we have an S that added 4 letters. We only have 22 more to go. Do we have enough time, Sam? Probably not. Okay, now here, this is a potpourri of letters. Our last, you just shout them out as you see them. H. You have an H. Very good. I. What else? C. U. An L. Okay, this is what I see. I see an H, and that stands for have a good time selecting your next 2020 presentation. Yeah.